Welcome back to the Francescan Disorder. And if you've just bumped into me for the first time, I was going to keep a face. I was going to keep a straight face with this hair, but I can't really. It just gives me. I like it. I think it's nice. That's what they said, but it gives me Nigerian movie vibes, which is very. I like it, but sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then sometimes I look at it and it's funny. But anyway, welcome back to the Francescan Disorder. And if you've just bumped into me for the first time, please consider being a friend by subscribing. So, full face bit because I wanted to look presentable today. I had a work meeting today, and I then decided, like, since now I have a work meeting, or since now I have a full face bit, and I just found time within, you know, to film this story. Like, we're made up from up up to waist. What's happening from the waist down, nobody knows. Not even the decency of a bra. I've just been in a meeting, so I'm in my talkative mode at the moment. Let me just come here and do this story time that I wanted to do. So this story time is like a backstory behind a prank that I've just filmed. Well, not just filmed. I filmed, like, last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know, but it will go up when it goes up. It will go up when it goes up. Really, I'm not even in the space to edit anything at the moment. I've just been filming stuff and not coming around to editing anything, and I may just not upload any of the stuff that I filmed. So, but yeah, I really would like to upload this one. I filmed a prank. I've pranked my family members, not everybody. I've just pranked a few people that I think can take the prank. I've pranked not just can take the prank, that will have like a funny reaction. But yeah, I've pranked people in my family and my friends, and I just wanted to do like a backstory that will explain the reason as to why I thought that would be a good prank. So anyway, this story is about like the times when I have tried to pull a surprise on my family and it's gone to absolute shit. Yeah, I've tried to pull a surprise. So, I can't talk. I thought I was in my talkative mode, but I can't really talk. I've oh, I've planned to pull a surprise once or twice, more than once or twice, but these are the two times that I remember that it's gone to absolute rubbish, and I probably shouldn't do such surprises anymore. Okay, so first time I first time was when I lived in Ghana. I used to come from Accra to Lagos. Like, I used to land in Lagos, and then I won't get my sister to pick me up from the airport. I'll come home myself every time, just because, like, I never told her when I was coming back. She always used to call me and say, "What day do you want to come back?" Just so that if I'm out, I can plan to, drop by the airport at the same time and pick you up. I thought you were working. He always does this. Anyway, so my sister said, or she used to always say to me, "What day are you coming back?" Just so that, if I'm out, I'll plan my journey around coming to pick you up at the airport. And I used to always say to her, "Oh, don't worry about me. I'll find my way home." And that's only because I didn't want to say what day I was coming back. I just liked to. I liked, I just like. I like giving surprises, and I like receiving surprises as well. But I'm very, very likely to sniff out my surprise. Like, if you're trying to surprise me, I'm very likely to sniff it out if you're not careful. And I'm very impatient as well. So, like, okay, for example, I'm always saying to my husband, "What are you planning for my birthday? What or what are you going to give me for Christmas?" He's always like, "Just be patient. You'll find out soon enough." So yeah, I'm very likely to sniff out my surprise. I'm very impatient. I like surprises. I don't know. I don't know. I like surprises, but I'm too impatient to wait and find out what the surprise is. At the same time, I also like pulling off surprises. Anyway, this is why every time my sister used to ask me, "What day are you coming home?" I used to be like, "Oh, don't worry." Then I'll show up in the house. But then I used to like always want to. I liked when, like, my younger siblings were in my sister's house. This way, I'll ask them, who is at home today? Is everyone at home today or such and such day? And then that's the day I'll fly into Lagos. Oh, backstory as well. Backstory. I think I've said this here before that we kind of like have two homes in Nigeria. My sister's house in Lagos and then my family house in Port Harcourt. Like when we're in Lagos, we're always in my sister's house. So on this fateful day, this was like the year that my sister gave birth to her last child. Last child at the moment. I hope she does not go and have another baby, but only because I think this child is like not too old, but the child is like about 6 now. It will be too far a distance between her and the next one. But who knows? My sister can pop another one anytime soon. But yeah, anyway, she was pregnant. This was the year she gave birth to her last baby, and it came. It was about Christmas time, and as I said, if you're going, if from my family, if we're all going home from anywhere outside of Nigeria, we always stop in Lagos because we always stop. Like my sister's house is like stopping point for going out and coming into Nigeria for us. We just make it a point. Like we could travel from Abuja or something, but we just make it a point to go to my sister's house and travel from there and always come back straight there and then travel like, to Port Harcourt from there as well. This year was the year my sister gave birth to her last baby, and it was in like October of the year. No, she gave birth in October. So it was like December. I was coming back for Christmas holidays. So previously, as you would expect, my sister had asked me, what day are you coming back? And I'm like, I don't know yet, I'll let you know. And she said to me again, only because I need to plan my outings around coming to the airport on the day and like plan my life and know what I was doing. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll be fine. And this time around, my siblings were not in my sister's house, so I didn't really have anybody that I could ask. Are you guys home tomorrow, or are you guys home next week Thursday, or like something like that? I just didn't have anybody that I could ask. So I took the punt and I decided to take matters into my hands and just travel home on the day. So I just picked one morning. I picked an early morning like this, and okay, I booked my flight. My flight was for 7 a.m. I went to the airport. I almost missed my flight on the day, but that's a story for another day. I nearly I was this close to missing. I was this close to missing my flight on the day. But as I said, that story for another day. So I booked my flight, went to the airport. Flight was for 7 a.m. Accra to Lagos is 45 minutes, so it was really quick. And it was a weekday morning, so and Accra is like 1 hour behind Lagos. So we landed like say 9:45, 10 a.m. Lagos time. By this time of the day in Lagos, like everybody has gone to work, everybody is at work already, so there isn't really traffic. Plus, at that time, like when I got to the airport and I'm traveling from the airport to my sister's house, we are traveling against traffic, not with the traffic, if you know what I mean. So it was like just really quick to get to my sister's house. I took a taxi from the airport when I could have just, had my sister and her driver come and pick me up. I decided to take a taxi and pay for it just because I want to pull a surprise. So I took a taxi from the airport and I made my way to my sister's house. And on getting there, you know how the houses in Nigeria are like big gates and very tall fences. That's the kind of house that my sister lives in as well. So on getting there, our big black gate was staring me in the face. Like from the taxi, because he just stopped me right in front of the gate. I just looked at the gate and there was a padlock looking at me from the gate. And the person that dropped me in the taxi guy was looking at me like, it was almost like I didn't know where I was going, or I was confuzzled. So he was looking at me and then he asked me, are you sure it's okay for me to drop you here? And I'm like, yeah. So he came down from the car and brought out all my bags and left them in front of the gate there and left me and left. And I was looking at myself like, what just happened to me? The reason I took the punt and made my way home without saying anything to my sister was because I thought this lady just had a new baby. She can't be going anywhere with a new baby, so she's going to be at home. I mean, apart from immunizations, which I just thought there'll be no immunization today, hopefully. But she can't be like running around, running around Lagos with a new baby. I didn't think so, anyways. But then there was this big padlock, very very massive padlock, staring at me in the face. So I brought out my phone and I called her. I called her, and I was like, "Hi, sis, I'm home." First of all, she saw that I'm calling her with my Nigerian number, and then she looked at she. I don't know what she thought, but obviously she must have told herself that, well, this child is in Nigeria already. So I called her, "Hi, sis." Like I could hear that she was already laughing, and I said, "I'm home," and then she said, "Wow, you're home! Surprise, surprise!" Oh my gosh! Like, no, I was really surprised that she was not home. And I said to her, "I thought you'll be home because you just had a baby." And she's like, "Well, surprise, surprise." So, at this point, where are you? Can you come back home? And she was like, "Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I really can't come back home at the moment. I'm on my way to Yaba." Yaba is a place in Lagos, and there's a big traffic where I am now. I'm at the point where I can't really come back, and there's still traffic for me to get to Yaba. So you're going to have to wait somewhere until I get back. Hopefully, there's no traffic coming back. If you know Lagos, especially where my sister lives, if you know Lagos, you know that traffics. I'm not kidding you. Like when my sister was pregnant for this baby, I've been in a car with my sister, and we've been in a traffic. I think it was around Festac. I'm not sure, but we've been in a traffic that lasted for 6 hours. 6 hours of traffic. Like we were sat in the car, there was no moving forward or backward. Even my sister's driver, I remember my sister's driver, like he just sat there and was sleeping. And he was like, "If anything is happening, you should wake me up." It's like, so I knew that okay, it might be okay, but then again, it might not be okay. I might be here for God knows how long. And guess what? I was there for God knows how long. So what happened was I then went to my sister's neighbor. So she has two neighbors. The other neighbor, I didn't really want to wait there because if I waited there, like it's just like a big gate. I wouldn't know when my sister was back unless she called me or knocked at their gate. But I didn't want to be knocked. I didn't. First of all, I didn't want to knock at anybody's gate because they were not outside already. But then there is another neighbor on this other side that has like a little kiosk kind of shop coming out of her compound. So she's always there. And obviously she could see me, I could see her. So I just went there and said hello to the lady and took my bags into her shop and said, "Can I wait for my sister here?" And she was like, "Oh, sure, sure." So I sat there and waited for my sister. Now I got there. I must have gotten there like 12 noon. I'm not sure, but 11, 12 ish. I arrived there. I was waiting there until 9 p.m. The lady that I was waiting in her shop kept offering me something to eat, something to drink. I refused anything to eat or drink. Because another thing is when I'm coming to Nigeria, like when I'm coming home, my first in my head, like one of the main things that I'm looking forward to is food. My sister's cooking. So I had planned whilst I was in that taxi, I was like plotting The way I was going to fall into my sister's pot of soup, everything, like, I just couldn't believe what happened to me. So the woman offered me something. She was like, "Why don't you eat something? I have gala, like the snacks she has in her shop. Do you not want Coke? Do you not want this?" I was like, "No, nothing." Like, I was just in shock for the whole time, and I couldn't do anything or accept anything. I was there till like 9 p.m. But every now and again, my sister kept calling me and saying to me, to be fair, before she even got to where she was going, it was like, and she had her baby. She like packed. It was a day where she knew that okay, I'll be out the whole day, so she packed everything, packed her bags, packed her baby's bags, packed everything into the car. Like, if you know Lagos, you know Lagos. Like, if you have a car, you can literally live in your car, finish, run around, do everything that you have to do around town, and come back home. So yeah, she she was calling me from time to time, saying to me, "Oh, I'm at such and such place, but I'll be making my way home soon." Before she even got to where she was going, she kept calling me saying, "Oh, we've not even gotten to where we're going yet. We've not even got there yet. We've not even." I waited until 10 p.m. That's the first time that my surprise blew up in my face. Next surprise that blew up in my face was still around the same coming home on this day. This was coming from the UK to Nigeria. I had gone home. I'd gone to my sister's house. Obviously, not telling her that I was coming home, but knowing that she was around. I'd gone to my sister's house, and at this point, she was like, she wasn't in for this rubbish or the day. So my taxi stopped me outside her house, of course, and then I knocked on her gate, and she came to open the gate. The way she looked at me, she just opened the gate and said, "You don't learn, do you?" And then she said, "Come in, come in." So then she said, "Why didn't you even at least call me?" She was cooking anyway, so this was good. It was good. But then I said to her, don't call Port Harcourt, like don't call home and tell them that I'm around." And she said, "For what? I'm going to tell them." So she called them and told them. I said, "Okay, fine, it's fine. Tell them I'm around, but don't tell them when I'm going to Port Harcourt." She's like, "Okay, yeah, I can do that for you." So I planned to go to Port Harcourt on my father's birthday. And the plan, of course, was to surprise my father. So, planned to go to Port Harcourt on my father's birthday. Told my sister my plan. She's like, "Yeah, have you booked your flight?" I'm like, "Yeah, flight is booked, everything." So, I booked my flight, missed the flight, stayed. I should do a story time about like all the times I've missed my flight or almost missed my flight. Because I'm always running to catch the plane. I don't know. There's only once in my life, or maybe twice, that I haven't run to catch a plane. But well, more than there've been more than twice. But I mostly am always running to catch a plane. I'm just looking at on this day. I booked my flight already. Missed the flight because I booked like a morning flight. Missed it. Got another one for afternoon. Well, the flight I missed was for I think it was for 9 a.m. And I already called my cousin to pick me up from the airport. This was the only person that I let in on the surprise this time around because I just wanted someone to pick me up from the airport. And I kept saying to my sister, "Please don't tell anyone at home that I'm coming home today." And she's like, "Yeah, fine, I got you." And I'm like, "Okay." And like I was with her, my mom was calling her, talking to her, and saying, "Oh, like asking about me." And she's like, "I went out. She's at home." So we waited at the airport till the next available flight. I bought another flight ticket and made my way home. And this time around, like the next flight or the first flight I missed was like I think 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. And the next flight was for I think 4 p.m. So we just waited there. We had breakfast and lunch at one of the eateries in the airport. It's just silly. So yeah, the next flight was for 4 p.m. We waited around, had breakfast somewhere, came back to the airport, bought the just did everything around the airport really, and then um I took the next flight for 4 p.m. I think it was delayed. I think it was delayed because I remember getting to Port Harcourt so late. I got to Port Harcourt about 6 p.m. or 7. Oh, it wasn't the flight that was delayed. It was that in Port Harcourt Airport, we got out of the plane and our bags wouldn't come. Like we kept waiting for our bags to come forever. And my cousin was outside. He kept calling me and like, did you land at all? Did you arrive at all? So yeah. Anyway, so I go to the airport now and get picked up by my cousin, drive home, talk, catch up, just, he just drove me home. And then I get home. In my mind, I'm coming to surprise my dad on his birthday. But guess what? I open our house door, or my cousin comes. No, my cousin knocks on the gate. They open the gate, and then like someone opens the door, and I walk into the house. And in our living room, it's like the whole village is in my house. What? The whole village is in my house. Now, everybody was surprised that I was there, but even I was surprised that everybody is there. I was like, what is happening? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, let me be honest. I don't know if everyone was surprised because the way I know my sister can't keep things from my mother. So she may, I don't know. I'm going to give her credit and say she didn't, but I feel like she may have told my mother that she's on her way home. That silly child is on her way home. She told me not to tell you anything. That's why I didn't say anything in front of her. But yeah, she's that close with my mother. But everybody was surprised. And I was surprised as well. What happened was my sister knew that they were having a party at home for my father's birthday. So all my aunties and my uncles and my cousins were in my house. And she didn't tell me that, like, this is what was happening since I like this one. She hates the way I like want to do surprises. But since she found a way to I would say this one blew up in my face, but I wouldn't say it blew up in my face in like a bad way or something. But yeah, everybody was just there. So it was this thing where, and I haven't seen all these people for like 5 years, or I think it's 4 years, 4 years prior to 4 years prior to going to Nigeria. I haven't seen all these people for 4 whole years, and they were all there. Like I just started crying. No, I didn't. I didn't immediately start crying. So like first of all, I froze. I stood there, and they were looking at me. They were thinking, "Is this a ghost? Is this real? What is happening?" My nieces and nephews were like running around and hugging me, and I just froze. And then when I unfroze, eventually, I started saying hello to everybody, to all my aunties, my uncles. My aunties were mostly saying, "Oh my gosh, come here, come and give me a big hug." And I was just giving everybody a big hug and everything. And I just started bawling. I just started crying. I was just crying. Like, and they were like, "Why are you crying?" And I was oh gosh. Yeah, so that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. And that's why I thought it would be nice to prank my siblings and say, you want to watch this prank video when it comes up, so I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to zip my mouth about it. So yeah, watch the prank video and see why I thought I could pull off such a prank. I don't think the reactions I had, I don't think I got the exact reaction that I imagined in my head, but yeah, it's still something. And I filmed it, and this is the story time behind the prank. This is the reason I thought I could pull that sort of prank. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed the story time, and if there were times when you've tried to pull a prank and they blew up in your face, just like me. And yeah, am I going to stop trying to pull pranks? Nope, absolutely not. But yeah, that's the end of my story. All right, I will see you in another video. If you liked the story, give me a thumbs up. As I said, tell me about the times that you've tried to pull up surprises, and if you're able to pull off surprises, and if just like me they always blow up in your face, or people just find out what you're doing, or you get surprised instead of you being the surpriser. Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you again in another video, but until then, I've been Francesca and you've been at the Francescan Disorder. Bye.